Good afternoon, my dear students. I'm a teacher of Alaidarova S. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the types of syntax. Morphology was shown to deal with the internal structure of words, when words are put together to form longer units up to the sentence in the area of syntax. Because these two areas are interconnected and interdependent, they have often been grouped together and studied under the name grammar. Traditional approach: grammar, morphology plus syntax. Modern approach: grammar, phonology plus morphology plus syntax and semantics. Nowadays, the term grammar includes much more than that. On one hand, it embodies the sound system of language. Phonology, on the other hand, it deals with the meaning system, semantics. As quite obvious to you through studying grammar courses, we do not together haphazardly to form sentences. There are certain patterns that their words are strung together into, and certain rules that govern word arrangement. This is what we're going to learn in this unit. What is a syntax? Knowing a language includes the ability to construct phrases and the sentence of all the morphemes and the words. The part of the grammar that represents the speaker's knowledge of these structures and their formation is called syntax. In other words, syntax is the study of sentence patterns of language. The aim of the study is to show you what syntactic structure is and what the rules that determine syntactic structure like. What meant by structure here is word order. The meaning of a sentence depends on the order in which words occur in the sentence. Compare the following sentence: I think because I'm happy. I'm happy because I think. The two sentences above have the same categories and the number of words, but different in structure, words order. Thus, they have different meanings. Syntactic category. Syntactic category is a set of words and phrases in a language which share significant number of common characteristics. Syntactic categories commonly include parts of speech, determiner, adjective, noun, pronoun, preposition, adverb, and auxiliary verb, etc. Phrase structure: grammar, noun phrase and adjective phrase, verb phrase, adverb phrase, and preposition phrase, and the sentence as the core of the structure. The syntactic categories are illustrated in the tree diagram called phrase structure 3 by supplying the name of the syntactic category of each word grouping. These names often refer to as syntactic labels, usually written by the initials of the categories, such as sentence, determiner, adjective, adverb, and the noun. The phrase. There are different kinds of phrases depending on the head word used in each. Thus, it will be a noun phrase. It consists of noun as the head in the word. For example, man, the young man, the clever young man. The clever young man is the gardener. Noun phrase will be man, yes, in this sentence. The noun phrase, it's a group of words, all words, the head which is noun or any structure functions as the noun. For example, girl, the young girl, the clever young girl in the park. Notice that the noun phrases don't have a finite verb, but it can have a non-finite verb waiting. All verbs are finite except the following: the finite to become, to go, the present participle coming, going, and the past participle come and become. The young man, there is an old daughter born. John built his eldest daughter fine house. A simple sentence may have more than one noun phrase. A verb phrase consists of a verb and all the words and the word groups that belong with the verb and the class around it. For example, went, soon went, was going home, was walking along the road, may have arrived when the plane was landing. In this clause, the head word is the verb. The others that go with may be auxiliaries, modifiers, indirect objects, subjective complements, and object complements. In the above examples, we have two modifiers. For example, soon, out, along the road, when the plane was landing, auxiliaries was may and have. Her examples on the others: direct object, itinerary, and indirect object, gave mere address. Subjective complement is doctor, and objective complement elected him captain. There is two main important types of phrases because every sentence is made up of a noun phrase, traditional called subject, and then verb phrase, traditional called predicate. Adjective phrase is a group of words with an adjective as a head word, which modifies the noun, describing words which occur with nouns. The answer seems clear. The extremely difficult question. Here the phrase precedes the noun, questions which it modifies. Adverb phrase is a group of words with an adverb as a head word that functions like an adverb. Adverbs often add information in relation to circumstance of manner and the time or place. For example, he is talking too quickly. The baby cried loudly. Preposition phrase is a group of words that begins with a preposition. He always travels by train. John is always late for class. The clause. Clause is a group of words which contains a finite verb, but which cannot occur in isolation. That is, the clause constitutes only part of a sentence. If it can occur in isolation, it becomes a simple sentence, but in longer sentences, especially complex sentences, we usually have a main clause and one or more dependent clauses. What is clause? A clause is a group of words that contains the subject and the predicate and function as a member of a sentence. A clause is the smallest grammatical unit that contains minimally a subject and a predicate that cannot express a complete thought or idea. There are two kinds of clauses. Main clause and dependent clause will be a clause that can stand alone as a sentence, can make sense by itself, also known as a simple sentence. Subordinate clause, a clause that adds a dependent clause, additional information to the main clause, but which cannot stand alone as a sentence. In a complex sentence, at least consists of main clause and one subordinate clause. For example, he believed that the earth was round. Main clause, subordinate clause. So let's continue. Clauses are usually classified according to their function in the long sentence. A noun clause is a group of words which has a finite verb and functions like a noun. She said, for example, yes, she said that she was sorry. What are you doing is unacceptable. And the B, second one, an adjective clause, usually called relative clause, modifies a noun. The call, the girl, whom you have just seen is my sister. The story which you are reading seems very interesting. Adjective clause will be you have just seen, you are reading, all of the adjective clause. An adverbial clause functions like an adverb. When the student arrived, the lecture had already begun. John failed the test because he hadn't worked hard enough. Adverbial clause. An adverbial clause functions like an adverb in giving information about the reason, manner, time, place, concession, condition, or purpose of an action that occurred. The name adverb suggests that adverbial clauses modify verbs, that they modify whole clauses. Some examples of adverbial clause. I did this work because this work is part of education project. He ate as if he were starving for. Before you go, bring me some water, but it where we can see it. Even though we treat her kindly, she is suspicious of us. The sentence. We can roughly say that in the light of our definitions of phrase and the clause, the sentence is a clause that can stand on its own. It's independent clause. For example, John ran home. Don't wait for me. It's Rima joined Sweden with a glorious morning. As you can see from the examples given above, there are different types of sentences. A sentence is a grammatical unit consisting of one or more words that bear minimal syntactic relation to the words that precede or follow it, expresses a thought in the form of statement, question, instruction, or exclamation, which starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop when written. Sentence can be classified based on the categories fragment aspect, form, and the grammatical structure. What is the type of sentences? Sentences are usually divided into four types. Declarative sentences, it's the first one, which makes statements. For example, my brother came home late last night. We shall go to the market tonight. I don't agree to what you are saying. Imperative sentences, which give order and make requests. Come here. Don't go yet. Pass the sugar, please. Interrogative sentences, which ask questions. Have you got enough money for the trip? Exclamative sentence, which express surprise, anger, and admiration, etc. What a beautiful lady! What a fool you are! Another classification focuses on the structure. A simple sentence contains only one finite verb. For example, Hatim has been absent for a week. A compound sentence consists of two or more sentences joined by means of one of the coordinating conjunctions, and that, so, and etc. A professor entered the lecture hall and he started the lecture. A complex sentence consists of one main clause and one more subordinate clause. He left the station after he had seen his friend off. A compound complex sentence, a combination of two or more complex sentences. I saw him when he entered the building. I didn't see him when he left. Phrase structure rules, which specify the constituency of syntactic categories in the language. According to this approach, we label the elements that emerge every time a sentence is cut. Inside the following sentence, the teachers praised the students. The first cut will produce the teacher young, noun phrase, and the phrase the students will be verb phrase. So, let's continue. Rules for determining the structure of phrases generate a lot of sentences from a small number of rules. The structure of a phrase will consist of one or more constituents in a certain order. What does consists of?